When tool watches were first launched, they were expensive items, but at prices held justifiable for professional usage. These days, sports, tool, or professional watches have become luxury items priced far higher than just an account for inflation. So, what is a proper dive watch that is both high in quality yet lower in price? It may seem like you'd be hard-pressed for choice, but at 975 Australian dollars, this new Seiko Prospex SRPL 53K PADI Special Edition just might be the one to take a closer look at. PADI, the world's largest and most recognized scuba diving training organization, was founded in 1966, just 1 year after Seiko introduced the world's first Japanese dive watch in 1965. So it is rather fitting that one of the new Seiko Prospex divers, in honor of the 60th anniversary of the first Seiko dive watch, is a PADI Special Edition. The SRPL 53K is packaged in a faceted stainless steel case, 41.7 millimeters in diameter, 12.3 millimeters thick, and 49.5 millimeters lug to lug. Admittedly, for my approximately 6.5-inch wrist, the 49.5 millimeter lug to lug is a little longer than I would like, but it's by no means too long. At 12.3 millimeters thick, it has a reasonable case height. More affordable dive watches tend to be thicker, but 12.3 millimeters is nice and slender for a dive watch, and I suspect most of you who will inevitably find yourselves in the comments will appreciate that. It's 200 meters water resistant and screw-down crown secured, so a strong, robust dive watch. A dial-matching green bezel insert within the unidirectional knurled steel bezel frames the dial, which sits beneath a Hardlex crystal. I imagine many of you might wish it were sapphire, but Hardlex allows the watch to be less expensive while still offering a solid degree of scratch and shatter resistance. Now, the dial itself is not a basic green dial, and instead is a smoky green motif dial that creates the picture of looking up at the surface of the water from beneath the ocean. As you all likely know, Seiko and nature go hand in hand when it comes to design language, and this has resulted in far more interesting dials. A large spear-shaped hours hand, a broad minutes hand, and a triangle-tipped running seconds hand are all filled with an ample LumiBrite coating for visibility in the dark, and the same can be said for its shaped applied hour indexes. You have a full set of applied hour indexes and a date window placed at the controversial 4:30 position, but Seiko tastefully blends it into the dial with a color-matched date disc. At 6 o'clock, where some may have preferred a date window instead, you have PADI branding proudly printed at the position. According to Seiko, the bracelet has been upgraded from its predecessors, which used press-formed integral links, to a newly shaped solid band with a luxurious feel, with cut surfaces on the links that match the linearity of the case. In plain speak, it just feels much more solid in hand. It's a 3-link bracelet that begins at 20 millimeters in width and subtly tapers down to its folding clasp with dive extension and 4 drilled holes to offer a traditional sense of micro adjustment. So you should be able to find a pretty good fit around your wrist. Inside, you have an in-house automatic 4R35 movement with 41 hours of power reserve. On the one hand, it's very impressive that Seiko is amongst very few manufacturers that can offer a watch at this price with a fully in-house caliber. But admittedly, the regulation of the movement, at least on paper, is a bit too strong a reminder of the price bracket you're playing in. The 4R35 is said to have a regulation range of plus 45 seconds to minus 35 seconds. This is not to say the movement cannot be regulated to run more accurately, but this is the pledged window. So unfortunately, you cannot expect COSC-like or COSC-adjacent accuracy out of the box. But fortunately, a routine Google search will reveal that the caliber more often than not performs well within the parameters. For a watch that retails well under $1,000 and just under 1,000 Aussie dollars, I think it's fair to say that the SRPL 53K, like many Seiko watches, delivers. Not necessarily over-delivers, but delivers. Where Seiko perhaps over-delivers is the sense of in-house pedigree for the price, the rich dial aesthetic, and in this generation of 4R divers, a refined and more wearable case proportion and a high-quality bracelet that feels more solid. The key distinction is that the fewer quality dive watch options at this price, best case scenario, are a collage of components from suppliers that will ultimately deliver the same movement experience by and large. Where Seiko has the edge is in its in-house production of the watch inside and out, and that it ensures a higher quality offering in terms of case and bracelet quality and an in-house designed and manufactured movement. Everything about this watch is proudly made by the maker branded on the dial, a rare feat at under 1,000 Aussie dollars. So what I want to know now is, what do you think of this new Seiko Prospex SRPL 53K Patty Special Edition? Do you find yourself keen to buy one? Do you like what you get for the dollar? Let me know in the comments below. The Seiko Prospex SRPL 53K Patty Special Edition will begin shipping around July-August 2025, and it's priced at 975 Australian dollars. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to the Time and Tide channel for all the latest watch news, reviews, and content. As always, I'll see you on the next one.